Hello, and welcome to anyone that cares to listen. Before you ask, yes, this is the floor of my room. The reason why I'm down here is because I don't own a desk. Anyways, though, the purpose of this channel is to keep a log of the progress that I've made on a bipedal walking robot that I'm making for a senior project. I would just like to mention that I'm not entirely sure if this channel will continue to live on after the end date of the project, but we'll see when we get that far. Anyways, though, I'd like to introduce to you the hardware that I'm using for the project. There will be a far more in-depth look into these on my blog. Yeah, I have a blog. I'll leave a link in the description. It was a requirement for the project. Anyways, moving on though. So, starting off, I'd like to introduce to you the brain of the project. Both the brain and what I will call the body. We'll go with that. The body of the project both come from Adafruit. Here we have an Adafruit Clue. This is a pretty cool little device. It's got a whole bunch of different sensors and different really cool chips on it. It can read temperature, it has a gyroscope, an accelerometer, pressure sensor, microphone, humidity sensor, all kinds of really cool things. And plus, it has this really neat screen. I apologize. First time ever doing this. It has this really cool screen where you can keep track of a bunch of different information on it. You can even upload GIFs to it and whatnot. Set that right there. So next we'll move on to the body of the project. This is an Adafruit Cricket. Kind of hard to get out of the bag. Specifically, this is the Adafruit Microbit Cricket. And the reason they make about 4 different types of these, and the reason why I'm going with this one is because you can plug these into one another. And it's really satisfying to do that. So what the Cricket allows you to do is you have access to 4 different servo ports, 4 different motor driver ports, and 2 other motor driver ports. You also get access to a speaker, NeoPixel, a few other bits and bobs. Weird way to say that. Some touch sensors, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this is because I can't manage to keep it focused like that, I will zoom out. These are some pretty cool devices. Here is the power input. So I'm going to take this is a Anchor power supply. Use it to charge phones and whatnot. This outputs 5 volts. The Cricket can only take 5 volts. Just a heads up. And if you power the Cricket, it will power the Clue as well. So let's power them up. And you can see the screen come alive. Right now, I have the Arcadia Clue test that you can find on the Adafruit website when you're looking into information about the Clue. I have the link on one of my blog posts. Wow, that's really helpful. I will put a link to that specific blog post as well. So yeah, this is some really cool hardware that Adafruit that you can get right from Adafruit. It also has these buttons here that do different things. If I'm not mistaken, A screams at you. Okay, scream was a bit over dramatic, but it has a it makes a beeping sound for as long as you hold it. And the B button turns on these two white LEDs here. So pretty cool stuff. Moving on. Perhaps a little less interesting, but I am using these... Sorry about the car. I'm using these right angle gear motors. Here's the information. Go ahead and you can pause the video. These aren't anything really too special. They just have a power and a ground wire, and they turn. It's a motor. Here is I'm going to be using two of these. I'm going to be using 4 of these servo motors. These are specifically HS645MG Ultra Torque servo motors from High-Tech. So let's get this box open, take a look at it. So inside these boxes you get a bunch of extra hats to go along with the servo motor. These hats come standard on here. And so just like any other servo, you get 3 wires attached to it. You got black is ground, red is power, yellow is signal. And they're not continuous, they're just 180-degree servo motors. A little bit of variation, you get that pretty much any servo motor. Anyways, so yeah, for the sake of time, if you've made it this far, and if you've cared to make it this far, I appreciate that, and thank you very much. My next video will be just kind of a... I apologize. It'll just be a video on the 3D modeling that I've done to make the 3D parts that I will be 3D printing to put all of this nonsense together. So I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.